the last video, we looked at how to create and initialize both vectors and matrices. It gave you an introduction of how to, basically store data into data structures and how to basically access different elements of it. In this video, we will look at list, what is a list and what all can you store, how to access various data elements within list, how to add additional elements within list and how to delete elements from the list. So we will look at some of the nitty-gritties. Just setting up the context, lists are the most widely used data elements in all programming language. In R, it is a little the entire process of setting up a list is a little different, and a lot of people get confused as to why it is done so differently, and um, the challenges accompanied by following such a methodology. So without wasting any time, we'll just look at the first example. uh, let's say I want to let's look at the first example, and we will go into the details later. Let's say I want to store or create a list which is list underscore data one, and it has some information around the months. It also has a matrix, and then it has a logical vector. So one thing you can note here is the first element is a character vector, the second element is a matrix, and the third element is a logical vector. So you can see we are trying to store different data types here. It is the first element is a logical vector, the second element is a matrix, and it stores numeric vector, and the third element is a logical vector. So list essentially can store different data types which a matrix could not. Now once this is initialized, what we can do, we can just highlight the entire thing and do press control, do a control enter. Now if we want to see what are the elements present in the list, we'll just do list underscore data. So you can see uh, the representation wise it is a little different, where the element position or index position is represented in a double square double square braces. Again, you can see the first element contains information about months, the second element contains information about a matrix, and the third element contains information about a logical vector. Now let's look at the most complicated part, which is essentially how to access different elements within a list. If I just do let's say if I just do a list underscore data one, it will give me everything that is contained in a list. However, let's say if I do list underscore data and follow a square braces kind of indexing, then I will get the first element, but this first element will be in the form of a list which is indicated by double square braces. Now let's say I want to access January, Feb and March. What should I do? I should first come into the list and then use my normal vector indexing methodology that we discussed in the previous video. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll first come inside the list. Now once we use a double square braces methodology on the first element of the list, we get into a character vector which represents Jan, Feb and March, which is essentially a logical vector. Now if I want to access the value Jan, what I will do, I will just use the normal vector representation or notation of accessing elements. Similarly, if I want to access second, third, I can directly use the method that we have just seen in the previous example. Now, what is the difference between a square braces and a double square brace? Now, this single square brace gives a list. How can we check? So this is a list. However, if I check the data type of second element enclosed within double square braces, it is a matrix. So this is essentially a difference. Single square braces gives you the list if I'm trying to access elements within a list, and double square braces essentially gives you the data type of the element. Okay, likewise we can look at the third element, which is a logical vector. Just give me a second. which is now the third element of list underscore data one is a logical vector. Now what we see here is just using the square braces gives us the list. Now if I want to basically access this, I can use the double square brace notation. Let's say if I want to store this into X, I can basically copy the entire thing along with double square braces notation and store it in X. Let's look at the content of X, which is a logical vector. Once it is a logical vector, you can use the indexing functionality of a normal vector operation. Now whatever I have highlighted is a logical vector, and this basically gives us, this notation will basically give us the first element within this logical vector. Okay, now let's say if I want to add a new element uh, to the list, I can basically uh, define or note it as the fourth element, which is defined as the new element. I'm just defining it as a new element, and this is a string, which is essentially a character vector. If I do this and if I print what are the contents of the fourth element, it will basically give me new element. If I want to print the content of the entire list, I can basically use this. Now let's say if I want to remove the last element, then I can basically assign null values. So whenever I want to basically delete or destroy an element within a particular data type, I just provide null and it will be removed from that particular data structure. Let's do that. Let's remove it. Now see, once if I'm trying to access 4 after performing this null operation, it will result in null. I can also update the third element we saw, list underscore, sorry, let me do proper representation. Let's say if I want to, I know the third element is a, just hang on, give me a second. Okay, we know the third element is a logical vector, but I want to update it or overwrite its value. I can basically do this, and if I now print it, if I now print the list, I will basically get the updated element, which is a character vector. One more thing, let's say this is also a character vector. Even if I am storing a single value, if I am storing two values, then definitely it is a vector. So irrespective of the number of values, even if it is a single value, it will be defined as a vector. Let's say I want to merge two lists. Let's say I create a list, a simple list of numeric vector. Then I create list 2 of character vector. I can basically combine it using a concatenation operator or a combine operator. Very simple. I can also do this. Let's say, let's look at this. See, if I use this, all the elements will be stored independently, meaning first element will be stored at the first position, second element will be stored at the second position, and third element will be stored at the third position. Let's let's look at another method of merging two lists. See again, very simple operations. However, you must have noted a difference. See, I'm combining two lists, and this accepts only list as an individual element. However, this accepts anything as an individual element. Okay, basically what it means is whatever I supply as argument within a list must be a list, and hence you can see the first element is essentially a list which itself consists of individual component. The second element, which is a character vector consisting of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, is a list, but it is stored at the second position. Now how can I check it? Let's say I want to look at what is stored at the second position. See, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. If I want to look at what is stored at the first position, it is 1 to 3. Getting the idea? Now I can, so there are various ways of creating a list. Let's say I have a list 1. If I run this, what will I get? 1 2 3 4 5. And if I want to convert it into a vector, I can basically do an unlist operation uh, and get it. But what I would suggest is use square braces notation to convert it into a vector. Sorry, use square braces notation to convert it into a vector. Yeah, and then you can basically assign it to something.